Hi, welcome to First Chapter Friday. My name is Lucy, and the book that I am going to be reading the first chapter of today is called Falling Short, and this is by Ernesto Cisneros. Falling Short is the story of two best friends, Isaac and Marco, and they are about to head into middle school together. They are very, very, very close and very supportive of each other. They do everything together. They know each other's families very well, but they're different in that Marco is extremely talented academically. He's very smart. And Isaac is really, really athletic and very good at basketball. Marco has no athletic ability whatsoever. And Isaac really struggles to get good grades. He's very forgetful. He leaves stuff behind. He's not organized. But despite their differences, they are very close and excited to head to middle school together. When they get to school, they realize they're not going to be in any of the same classes because Marco is doing the gifted program. And so in order to do something with Isaac, Marco signs up for the basketball tryouts as well. Marco can't play basketball at all. And then in studying basketball videos and getting really into basketball, he starts to fall behind in his work. Isaac has to learn to help Marco with homework. So now that they are in middle school, the way that they're able to maintain their friendship is by each learning a little bit more about each other and learning a little bit more about what the other's interests are and how to find their own way to get involved in those interests. Another thing that brings Marco and Isaac very close is the fact that they both have absent fathers. Marco's father is divorced from his mother and he moved out a long time ago and he has a new wife and a new son. And Marco feels like he was replaced. His father's new son is athletic and Marco feels everything that his father really wanted in a son. His father makes a lot of promises about coming to see him that he never keeps. Isaac's father is around in Isaac's life and he is a great dad when he can be, but he is also an alcoholic and this is a way that he's very absent from Isaac's life. There are a lot of times when he can't be involved. Isaac's mother has asked Isaac's father to move out and to get help before he can live with Isaac again. So though their fathers are absent in different ways, they do have this understanding of what that feels like. It's a great story about friendship and about two friends learning to rely on each other in order to become the middle schoolers that they want to be. So here's the first chapter of Falling Short. Isaac, chapter 1. Marco's repeated tapping on my window sounds like Morse code. Really, really loud Morse code. I try to open my eyes, but my left one is being stubborn and refuses to obey. Go away, Marco, I say, almost pleading. 5 more minutes. Nope. It's our first day of 6th grade at Mendez Middle School. You agreed we should get to school extra early. You were very clear and made me promise to ignore anything you said, including bribes or threats. Marco's fingertips tap dance against the window. You know, I'm going to keep going until you get up. It's not his fault. I did ask for his help. It's just hard after last night. I mean, I know that parents sometimes argue and that it's normal. It's part of life. I get that. But last night, Appa came by to talk with Amma and I had a tough time sleeping through the yelling. All right, fine. My left eye finally cooperates. I kick off my sheets and walk over to open the window. The tip of Marco's nose is squished flat against the glass, almost at eye level with me. This is strange because normally, even on his tiptoes, Marco can barely get his chin past my windowsill. You know the saying, good things come in small packages? Well, whoever said that was probably talking about Marco. Fun-sized is what he likes to call himself, which is way better than being called adorable, which he gets a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he came home from middle school with bruises on his cheeks from all the older kids, especially the girls, squeezing his face as if he were some sort of stuffed animal. A word of advice, don't ever do that. He hates it. Hates hearing how cute he is, unless of course you are his dad, who refers to him as his own little Juju Bean after the amazing Jujubee's candy, on account of Marco being half Jewish, half Mexican. Well, at least that's what he used to call him before the divorce. Anyway, Marco Honeyman is his whole name, and he can't stand getting picked up off the ground and twirled around like a rag doll. something that happened all the time in elementary. The thing is, he won't say anything about it. He's just wired like that, really polite, really nice, and super responsible. Nothing like me. I slide the window all the way open. Marco looks wide awake. His hair is slicked and parted, and his shirt is buttoned to the top in Marco fashion. Of course he's ready. I reach out my hand, offering to help him in like I usually do most mornings. Only Marco holds up his hand. Nope, not today. I got this. I stand back and watch him leap inside. It's the most athletic thing I've ever seen him do. Before I can say a word, he leans outside the window and pulls in what looks like a small rolling cooler. Whoa, what is that thing? Marco shortens the length on the telescoping handlebar and wheels it over to me. I look closer. Wait, what? Dude, is that a rolling backpack? Not just any backpack, he says, patting down the side. This is a Zippa. Not only will it keep me from hurting my back, it doubles as a chair. Or a step stool, I say, pretending to step on his Zippa. Really? Are you height shaming me? Marco says with a gleam of laughter in his eyes, because I will leave right now. Immediately, he shoots me a toothy grin. That's too bad, I say back, because I'm starting to smell pancakes and bacon coming from the kitchen. And you know how my ama is always trying to fatten you up. Marco scratches his chin and pretends to be thinking the offer through. Fine, he finally answers. You're just lucky I don't offend easily. We both laugh. Come on, I say, let's eat. Sounds good. But, maybe you should put some pants on first? He's right. I am getting too old to be running around the house in my underwear. I go over to my desk chair, reach for the school clothes I picked out last night, and spread my new jeans and favorite Lakers Nation jersey along the side of my bed, the shirt Appa got me at the last game we went to together. Marco comes over and examines my choice of clothes. Wow, I'm really impressed. He holds up my boxer briefs by the waistband. You even picked out a pair of clean chonies and everything. Clean, I answer, as straight-faced as possible. What makes you think those are clean? He immediately drops them, jokingly wiping his hands along the side of his shirt. Dude, that's gross. Ama's in the kitchen, sipping on the same iced coffee she makes at the start of every week. Only this morning, after last night, she's drinking it out of an oversized thermos. Buenos dias, mijos, she says, not at all surprised to see Marco joining us for breakfast. After so many years, it's now kind of expected. Marco's eyes double in size and he licks his lips at the buffet laid out before us. Fluffy scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, watermelon scoops, and smiley face pancakes stacked high. Yep, Ama's definitely gone a bit overboard with her breakfast. Even for her. Wow, are you expecting company? Marco asks. Ama smiles. Only my favorite visitor. She leans in and gives him a big squeeze. Marco wraps his arms around her, smiling. My ama is one of the few adults he gives free passes on hugs. See, she said, mid-hug, Marco doesn't mind my hugs, do you? Apparently, she's still bitter after I told her I was too big for hugs now that I'm starting 6th grade. Making sure I get the point, Ama comes close and offers me a straight-armed handshake. I go ahead and lock hands. Only her mom instincts proved to be too strong, and she pulls me in, squeezing me like I'm an old tube of toothpaste. Fine, I say. You can hug me here at home, just not at school. Ama crosses herself, promising to try. I take a seat at the table next to Marco. There's a second plate waiting for me. It's a lot of food, but I'm used to it. Ama's like that at work too, always cooking up a feast. When I think about it, I'm not sure she knows how to make a small meal. If it wasn't for her, our family restaurant, El Comedor Castillo, well, back when it used to be one, would have gone under years ago. She works long shifts and does stuff an owner shouldn't be doing. But that's Ama for you, not too proud to unclog a toilet if needed. Too bad Appa's contracting job takes so much of his time. She could really use the help. Ama hands Marco a bottle of ketchup. Thank you, Mrs. Castillo. Ama bites on her lower lip and sighs. Marco, just so you know, I won't be going by that name any longer. You can call me by my maiden name, Miss Anguiano. Or Isaac's mom, that works too. My heart sinks. Ama's mentioned changing her last name before, but that doesn't make it any easier to hear. She's been pressing Appa to sign the final divorce papers, only he keeps stalling. Keeps telling her that they could work things out, keeps promising. to stop drinking. Well, Miss Anguiano, I promise to remember. Ama smiles and gives him a second hug. Me, I fight back the urge to fling a pancake at him. Hey, Marco, I call out, interrupting the hug. Don't you need to wash your hands before you eat? I know I'm acting all semi-aggressive, but I just don't like the idea of Ama and me no longer sharing a last name. Marco looks down at his hands. Yeah, I probably should, especially after touching your chonies. My mom crinkles her nose, but doesn't ask. I'll be right back, he turns to Ama. Do you mind, Miss Anguiano? Sweetie, you practically live here. When are you going to stop asking? Marco blushes and heads toward the hallway bathroom. Que niño tan lindo, says Ama. Sure hope you meet more friends like him in middle school today. Suddenly we hear a screech, which I assume is coming from Abuelita, who moved in with us after Abuelito passed away. I rush over and find Marco frozen in place just outside the bathroom. Only the screeching is coming from him, with his hands over his eyes. Inside, Abuelita is sitting on the toilet. She seems as alarmed as Marco. Fortunately, her long flannel gown protects my eyes. Sorry, Abuelita, I answer back. Ay, Dios mío, she answers. Se me olvidó trancar la puerta. She says that every time she forgets to set the bathroom lock. I close my eyes and shut the door for her. Ama, otra vez? My ama hollers at her ama from the kitchen. How many times do I need to remind you? I'm not sure why Ama gets mad. It's not Abuelita's fault. She sometimes forgets. It's just like when I forget my homework on my bed, or like when I misplace my cell phone, or forget to put on deodorant in the mornings. I don't do these things on purpose either. They just happen. Guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Appa forgets things too. Mostly small promises though, like his promise to help me perfect that Euro step all those NBA guys are doing. It's pretty much a matter of picking up your dribble, taking a long step, then quickly cutting in another direction. The move looks simple enough. Only it's not. Appa says it's a tough move to master, but I'm not about to let that stop me. Not if I plan on taking my game to the next level. The thing with Appa, sometimes the promises he breaks are bigger, like the one he made to Ama about getting help. Who knows? If Appa can stop drinking, maybe Ama will give him another chance, like she's doing with me this school year. Ama says middle school is my chance at finally becoming más responsable, which would mean no more forgetting my lunch, no more missing homework, no more detentions, no more bad grades, and most importantly, no more tears for Ama, at least not because of me. That's why I asked Marco to come over so early, to guarantee I didn't oversleep and mess things up again. Most of my parents' arguing is centered around me and my low grades. Appa says basketball is teaching me all about discipline and responsibility, while Ama argues it's an added distraction. It's tough to know who is right. All I know is that basketball is the only thing I'm really, really good at. Hopefully this year I can change that by getting good grades and finally becoming the son my parents always wanted, the son they deserve. And maybe then we can stay a family. And that's the end of chapter 1. And then chapter 2 starts with Marco. The chapters alternate points of view between Isaac and Marco. And what's interesting is sometimes the story backs up a little bit. So something that you will hear about from Isaac, you'll then hear about from Marco too. And so you're getting both sides of the story and what both of their thoughts are. Marco and Isaac are both really great characters, and you will become very attached to them and root for them while you read this book, Falling Short by Ernesto Cisneros. Thanks for joining me.